This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we're really talking about today is how a high body count actually costs women. Because a lot of times when we talk about body counts, when we talk about being a 304, when we talk about all these things, we usually talk about them in reference to how men see women who they consider to be 304s or who they assume to have high body counts, or about the women who actually admit to having high body counts. But what we don't really talk about is the cost of that to the women themselves. Feminism has taught women that there is no cost, there is no downside, there is no negative side to running around having a whole bunch of casual sex with everybody, just sex on demand with everybody. So what I want to do is I do want to show you a real quick clip of a young lady actually discussing it. There's a little bit of language, so if you don't want to hear the language, if there are small children around, you may not want them to listen. It's a little bit of language. It's not too heavy, but I do want to share this clip with you. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen, and then we will be right back to talk about it.
I was having a conversation with a young lady, and we were discussing debauchery. And I was telling her how society has bamboozled the masses into thinking that random acts of sex and one-night stands are acceptable. They promote it in the music, they promote it on TV, social media, because they know how powerful sex is. You're not just collecting bodies, you're collecting spirits and the unhealed energy within the womb of a woman or the root chakra of a male. Yeah, the etymology for intercourse is exchange. That's why a lot of cultures have arranged marriages, because they pick who they want their lineage to merge with. The body is the temple of God and the Holy Spirit. Some of y'all be laid up with demons and wonder why things in your life ain't going right. Good news. Heal that shit.
Okay. So it always does my heart good to hear young ladies, the younger ladies, talk about why it's not a good idea to run around and have all of this, unprotected, protected, casual sex, just sex with anybody. It does my heart good to talk about that, or to see young women talk about it, because a lot of the older women have led young women astray by being 304s themselves, and then they never tell any women, they never tell the young women about how bad that life is for them internally. They never talk about the lonely nights, the misery, the emptiness, the non-fulfillment that they actually experience in their lives after leading a life of just debauchery and casual sex all over the place. So basically, what we've been taught is to ignore or downplay a person's spiritual self as nothing that would actually affect the physical act of sex. We've been taught in this society that it's just sex. And we've associated that with, if I don't get to know the person, then that person's isms, schisms, problems, whatever, I don't have to deal with them and I don't take them on, which is actually false. Just because you don't know that person, or you don't bother to delve into the background of this person, figure out who this person is before you actually make yourself so vulnerable and open to them, what you don't know actually does hurt you quite a bit. Okay, it hurts you quite a bit. There's no such thing as, just because I didn't know that person was mentally ill, now all of a sudden their mental illness doesn't have anything to do with me. That's the trick and the trap that the enemy put everybody in. Okay, that a person's spiritual self could actually be separated from their sexual self, when the reality is the act of sex is a physical demonstration of that person's spirit. Because then you have people, just the act of sex itself. There are some people who enjoy pain with their sex, a lot of it, a lot of pain. Like they can't get off unless they're dang near, you know what I'm saying, half dead or whatever. You got other people who like to inflict the pain, a lot of it, on other people, or else they can't get off. You got a lot of, and I'm not here to disparage anybody's kinks or likes or dislikes or whatever, but what I'm trying to say is the person's sex, how they have sex, is indicative of what's inside of them. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So the act of sex is never separated from the spirit of the person. It's never separated from what that person is or feels inside of them and how they want to demonstrate that with another person. You got some people who are really, really soft and gentle in bed because this is who they are in real life. That's how they want to express love. That is how they want to express themselves sexually, right? Sex actually is the most intimate thing that two people can ever do with each other, because you're open to each other and you're vulnerable to one another. And we can transfer energy just as well as we transfer STIs. Everybody talks about have safe sex. You want to have condoms. You want to have contraceptives. You want to be careful this way and that way because we understand the biology of it. We understand the exchange of fluids. We understand that, you know, I can catch something from this person if they have something in a bloodstream or whatever, and they transfer it to me. I'm vulnerable. I'm open. So therefore, if we engage in sex, I can actually get it. And even if we have condoms or whatever, that's not 100% guaranteed against anything. I can still contract something if they have it. But what we dismiss is that I can contract them demons they got. I can contract that trauma that they have. I can contract problems by dealing with so many people. And so many women jump from bed to bed, from man to man. Y'all don't give y'all bodies no rest. Y'all don't give y'all mind no rest. Y'all don't give y'all emotions no rest. Y'all don't give nothing no rest. Y'all just from one man to another. If this man don't work out, you got another one in the wings, waiting in the wings. You just go get him. You know what I'm saying? One, you broke up with one and you had a bad fight with one. You just go get right up under another man. You know, whether you know him or not, whether you've been with him before or not, none of this, all of this stuff that you do is impactful to you on a personal, spiritual, emotional level. Because a lot of times y'all are running around here and y'all are creating these energetic bonds, or what people call soul ties, with other people that you are consciously and purposely not getting to know. And this is how a lot of women get in trouble, because y'all will go for a dude. Like, for example, y'all go for a dude. He be cute, this, that, and the third, but you don't know he got a mental illness. You done had sex, you done whipped it, put it on him, and all of this other kind of stuff, and you don't know he's a stalker. You don't know that this man will hurt you. You don't know that if, you know what I'm saying, this man get real possessive. When, you know what I'm saying, because you never bothered to have extensive conversations or to figure out who these people are before you open yourself in the most vulnerable way that you can open yourself to anyone. And this is what feminism has bred and taught, that thought culture. That women should just be going around having sex with anybody at any time for any reason, just because she wants to, and there aren't any negative repercussions that come behind that. There's nothing negative for her to experience. That's what they'll tell you. There's nothing for you to experience. No one can hurt you, or no one better not. And then what you gonna do if they do? What is anybody gonna do if they do? That's the whole issue. That's the problem. That's the problem that we actually having. And young women constantly get caught up in the same trap because sex is a very powerful thing. It is a powerful thing. We both want sex and we need sex. Sex is, when it's done in a righteous way, it's one of the most beautiful things that two people could ever do with each other. One of the most beautiful, intense, passionate displays of care and love and emotion and all of that good stuff that two people can share with one another. But it devalues it when we share it with everybody. When everybody had a piece, everybody can get a piece, anybody can, you know what I'm saying? And we don't take no time out. That's the part that really killed me. There's no time being taken to reflect. Why am I doing this? And just like the young lady said in the video, you wonder why your life not going right, because you have trauma bonded with 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people. You don't know where these people come from. You don't know what's in their bloodline. You will pop a baby for anybody. You don't know what's in their bloodline. You don't know what run in their family or what run through their mind or what run through their heart. You don't know what drives these people, what gets them going in the morning. You don't know that. And the casual sex thought culture taught us not to care about it, not to be concerned with it. They problems is their own. You just come in here to get in, get off, get out. You here for a good time, not a long time. And all of these different cliches that don't help you when things really get down, jump off and get deep and get serious. When the chips really count. Nobody's there to help you. Feminism is not there to help you. Casual sex and women's lib and girl, you do you and you go girl. None of that is there to help you when things are serious. When that guy just won't stop calling you. He won't stop riding by your house. You thought you saw his car when you left your job. Yeah, that was him. You had sex with him that one time, that was enough. That was 6 months ago. He's still following you. Now you scared. Now you want to tell somebody. Now you want to try to confront or try to figure out what's going on. But you the one didn't bother to know him. You just saw he was cute. And that's all that mattered to you. You was, you know what I'm saying? You was out. You was on your BS. That's what you did. You figured it wasn't no big deal. And then here it is, boom, in your face. Or the other one, you pop up pregnant. You wasn't planning on it. You don't really know this dude. Not like that. You weren't trying to be tied to him with a baby. But here it is. Now you got one. Now you got a choice to make. Do you have this child that you are not too invested in, or do you go get it ripped out of your womb? Because that's an easier choice now for a lot of women than it used to be back in the day, because sex is not valued, so that you don't have no regard for sex, so therefore you don't have no regard for what comes from it. There's no regard for the life that actually can come from it. That's how powerful sex is. Life can come from it. Two people doing that can produce another life, can produce an entirely new human being. That's how powerful sex is. And today we don't care. Today we devalue it. Today it doesn't mean anything. I can bend over and gap open and ride whoever I want to, whenever I want to, however I want to, and ain't nobody supposed to be able to say nothing. But what's the cost to me? Right? Nobody thinks about that. The young ladies aren't thinking about that. What's the cost to me? Y'all so caught up in what men shouldn't, it ain't none of their business. But is it your business who you sleep with? And if it's your business, are you taking care of that business? Are you paying attention to that business? Are you mindful? No. A lot of women are not mindful. Too busy being thoughts. Too busy dropping it like it's hot. Too busy being an insta thought. Too busy getting sexual gratification from everywhere. There's a cost to a high body count. So sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.